Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a while, but I've had time to plan my next trip and I wanted to tell you guys about it. So a little backstory, back in 2019, I went with 3 other people to the Boundary Waters in northern Minnesota and I fell absolutely in love with the area. The vast wilderness, the lakes, the epic fishing, everything really appealed to me, and so I'm heading back. This is a photo from 2019 from a campsite we stayed at. So you can see the views are just incredible. I can't wait to get back up there. I realize not everybody knows what the Boundary Waters is, so I'm going to take some time to tell you all about that. The Boundary Waters is over 1 million acres of wilderness inside the Superior National Forest. It borders the US-Canada border approximately 150 miles. There's over 1,000 lakes, hundreds of miles of rivers and streams, and the rest of it is made up of forest. And the area contains over 455,000 acres of old growth forest, which is the biggest area of old growth forest in the eastern United States. There's over 1,200 miles of canoe routes that you can take, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be out there for a week, hitting up different lakes, fishing, camping, just adventuring, and I'm excited to bring you guys along with me. With that, I would like to go over some of the gear I'm going to take with me. It's not a comprehensive list. If you are looking for a comprehensive list for the BWCA, check in the description below, and also some links to the products that I'm using. So with that being said, let's get into it. So as I said, this is a canoe trip, so one thing I'll always be wearing when I'm on the water is my PFD. This is the NRS Chinook. It's great for fishing. Since I will be by myself, another thing I will always have with me is a satellite communicator. This is the Garmin inReach Explorer Plus. It has mapping, it has the SOS feature. I can send and receive messages on this, so I can be in touch with family and friends to check in, or they can check in with me. It also has a tracking feature, and I'm going to leave a link in the description below to where if you want to check out where I am, click on it and you can see me on a map inside the Boundary Waters. I'll be packing a majority of my gear in this Seal Line Pro Dry Pack. It's got a nice harness, backpack style harness with a waistband to help distribute the load real good. This is waterproof, so everything will go in here. I don't have to worry about stuff getting wet. I do have my clothes packed into a second dry bag just in case for some reason this pack does leak. You know, it removes every worry about my clothes getting wet. For shelter, I'm taking my Big Agnes Happy Hooligan. It's a 2-person tent, freestanding. I've had this tent since about 2017. I've used it on backpacking trips. It's a great tent. They do not make it anymore. A great alternative to this tent is going to be the Big Agnes Copper Spur. It's very similar in size and design. The only thing I've had to do to this tent is replace the shock cord inside the poles, and other than that, I mean, it's been a great tent. I've had it in rain, I've had it in wind, never had any trouble out of it. In this stuff sack, I have my sleeping bag. It's the Kelty Cosmic Down. It's rated for 20 degrees. The average temperature up there when I'll be there is going to be mid to upper 40s at night, so I don't have any worries about being cold while I'm up there. In this bag, this is another dry bag. I have my clothes in here. I have extra pairs of socks, underwear, pants to sleep in, some shirts. And then outside of this, I'll have my rain gear, which is a rain jacket and some rain pants. They're heavier duty than what I would take if I were going on a backpacking trip, but since this is a canoe trip, weight's a little less of a concern that I have to worry about. I will be doing some portaging, which is carrying my gear over land as I go from lake to lake. And that'll be really the only time that I have to carry it, or when I'm carrying it from shore up to camp. But I mean, it's minimal distance on this trip, so it shouldn't be too bad. Since I am taking you guys along with me in camera gear, I do have a solar panel here. This one's from Go Zero. I've used this in the past. It does great at charging my battery banks up pretty quickly. I'll be able to strap this inside the canoe, keep things charging up as I paddle along throughout the day. As far as fishing gear goes, I'll be taking one fishing pole. It'll just be a spinning reel, nothing too fancy. I'll be taking one tackle box of tackle. In here I've got some crankbaits, some jigs, and some spoons. It's a pretty good assortment of different colors. I shouldn't have any trouble with catching fish, hopefully, because I do plan on eating fish for a majority of my meals. And with that, we do get the food. So here I have a 60-liter blue barrel. Some people call them canoe barrels. It does have a backpack style harness on it as well, to help carry it on those portages that I told you about. In here I'll have my food and some other odds and ends stuff. So let's go over what's in here. I've got an extra platypus water bag to keep water in. This is a 100 amp hour battery bank. It's got 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB ports, and a regular plug there for charging anything that I may need to charge. This is my water filter. This is a platypus gravity filter. I like the gravity filters for when I'm going camping. I can fill the dirty bag up. It can filter all the water into the new clean bag, and I'll have water ready to go when I'm done setting up camp. This is an MSR cooking kit. It's got a spoon in here that doubles as a measuring cup. It's got spatulas, a small cutting board, and that's pretty much it. It's a pretty cool little kit. There are other options that are cheaper. I'll leave a link to that below. This is my first aid kit. Like I said, I will be going out by myself. This is a pretty good kit. There's a lot of great gear in here. This one came from my medic. I'll be packing a saw for fires when I get to camp. I'll also be packing a small hatchet. For my food, I've packed everything in gallon Ziploc bags. This is real handy for keeping stuff organized in this barrel. They do sell bags made for these barrels that have pockets to help organize stuff. Gallon Ziploc bags, I have them at the house. If anything leaks, I don't have to worry about it. So it's a super handy option. For my stove, I'm taking this Coleman single burner stove. It uses the the green 1 pound tanks like this right here. It just screws onto the top, and it's going to work really good with the mess kit that I'm taking. For my cook kit or my mess kit, I have this GSI Outdoors Bugaboo kit. This is actually made for 4 people. I've taken some of the items out to customize it for my needs on this trip. It's really cool. So first off, you have the top. This is actually a skillet. It has 2 cook pots of different sizes. The lids have these holes in there that lets it double as a strainer. Comes in really handy if you're cooking like a pasta. Macaroni and cheese out there is great. Inside the kit, it comes with bowls and cups. They nest inside of each other. And like I said, it does come with 4. I took 2 of them out. The bowls and cups nest inside each other really nice. Almost too nice. Sometimes they can be a struggle to get together. So the cup is on the outside part, or the bowl is on the outside part, I'm sorry. The cup is on the inside, and it has this little sleeve. It's like a foam sleeve. Kind of like a koozie. Inside this one, I have the handle for the pots and pans. It collapses up so it nests nice inside one of these cups. These are the 2 pots. They nest inside each other, and inside the bottom of the bigger pot, there's plates, plastic plates. Like I said, there's 4 of those. The very outside case, this doubles as a sink. It's got like a rubberized liner on the inside. It works great for washing dishes after you cook your meals. I am packing my fillet knife. I do plan on eating fish for some of my meals, and this will be a must. One thing I did want to say is don't be dismayed by the amount of gear you think you may need to get up there. It's really not that much. This is my vacation, so I'm packing enough stuff that I'm not going to be uncomfortable. I don't have to worry about going hungry. This isn't a survival situation, at least not yet anyway. And I don't plan on it to be. But if you're worried about what you may have to take or what you don't have, there are outfitters in the area, and they are great. You can get on their websites and check them out, but they have everything you need to get going into the Boundary Waters, from the permit to the canoe to food. They have great food lists, and I honestly almost went with the food option just so I didn't have to worry about packing that stuff. It was an awesome grocery list of foods that they provide. You really can't go wrong with going with an outfitter. And I am using an outfitter to rent my canoe on this trip. It's a Kevlar one-person canoe, so it's a lighter option than some of the aluminum ones that maybe some of you guys are more familiar with, or even the bigger poly canoes. So yeah, they really got it set up there. They got it all figured out. Of course, if they didn't, they wouldn't be in the business anymore. So I highly encourage it if that's something you're interested in and wanting to try. Maybe you just want to go out on your first trip. They have cabins. You don't even have, you can go out for day trips. You don't have to go in super far. It's really incredible. So that's most of the gear I'm taking. I'm not going to go through all the food that I'm taking. We'll go through all that when we cook out there. If there's anything that you think that I should take, leave it in the comments below. I'd be happy to hear what maybe I didn't think of, or maybe I did think of it and I decided I didn't need to take it, and I may regret that. Who knows? We'll find out. So thanks for checking out the video. Next time I see you guys, we'll be headed up north, headed up to the Boundary Waters in Minnesota. We'll see you then.